I think banh mi is the perfect food. Hear me out. There's nice Asian-y flavors. There's cucumbers. There's pickled veggies. There's cilantro. There's crunch. There's creaminess. There's mayo. And best of all, there's fucking bread. What could be better than that? So I want to create the perfect vegan, healthier banh mi. But first, we're going to make a ube pandan iced coffee to kind of keep it in the Vietnamese theme. And then we're gonna make all the components of the banh mi. We're gonna make a vegan mayo, which, by the way, my vegan mayo has 1/4 of the calories and 8 times the protein as real mayo. We're gonna make a vegan pate. We're gonna make vegan cold cuts for the banh mi. We're gonna assemble the whole sandwich, and then we're gonna fucking eat. So let's get into it. Okay, I have been daydreaming, fantasizing, like can't stop thinking about this drink that we're about to make. I am so fucking excited. So I pulled a cold shot of espresso. It was not easy. I don't want to get into the details, but the espresso machine and I got in a little bit of a fight. No big deal. It happens to the best of us. No, I will not trim, actually. Why did you do too much then? The audacity of the espresso machine telling me to trim. Like, you should have done it right. So we have that. Can't wait to be up for 14 hours straight after this. Never gonna get to fucking sleep tonight, are we? This is pandan extract. I'm definitely going to ruin my outfit trying to open this. I'll link it. I got it on Amazon. I'll link it. You don't have to buy this diabolically large bottle. I will link the small version of it that I first bought. So I'm doing like a tablespoon worth or so. This shit is so fucking good. I don't know what they add in here. They claim it's just pandan leaf extract, but I don't know. It's so good, it's hard to believe that's all it is. I'm gonna go grab ice, and then we're gonna do like an ube foam on top. This is leftover milk from this morning. So we're gonna make our ube cold foam that's gonna go on top. No, I'm gonna grab ice first, hold on. I will have you know, I spent a lot of time making cute, pretty little pearl, oh, I need a spoon, hold on. Like, what are we even doing here? Cute little like pearl round ice cubes. I'm just trying to decide what order. I'm too excited. Like, I don't even know what to do with myself. These are the ice cubes I made. Look how cutesy, cutesy patootie. Oh my God. Okay. And to be completely honest with you, I'm not even like a big ice person, but it does look cuter with ice, you know? By the way, I just got a call from the vet that Sam has a UTI again that is highly resistant, and we're not gonna treat it. This is like a new trend in medicine, I guess. Like, if bacteria is highly resistant to antibiotics and also not highly symptomatic, they're like, let's just not treat it. The first time we did this, it scared the shit out of me, but now I'm like a little more used to it. Okay, hang on, I'm gonna put this back in the freezer and then we'll keep making her drink. Okay, so this is coconut water. So we have a shot of cold espresso on the bottom, then we have pandan extract, then we have ice. This is raw unpasteurized coconut water that hopefully hasn't gone off. It is a little murky looking, so I am a little nervous. I'm not gonna lie to you. Let's do our pandan our ube cold foam. So this is just ube powder. Ube is yam, purple yam, I think. Is it purple yam or purple sweet potato? No, I think it's purple yam, whatever. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I don't think anyone will die. But both, like, pandan is used in Vietnamese desserts some, and ube is like really common in Vietnamese recipes. I'm just using my milk frother to froth it up, baby. Like, I'm not gonna fall asleep tonight, but it's so worth it. Okay, here's what I'm trying to decide. Do I put like I think I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna put a tiny, tiny splash of soy milk on this to whiten it before I add the foam. Yes, okay, I like this. I think it's gonna create a prettier ombre vibe. I wish there was green on the bottom, but I understand why there is. Would you look at that? Oh, she's pretty. Look at her. Oh, Sam's looking up. Sam's looking up at it. My angel baby. Okay, I'm gonna go get a straw. I don't even want to fuck it up yet, but we have to. Okay, because the green didn't come through the way I wanted, I used a green straw to replicate. It's just so beautiful. Like, I just love it so much. Oh, now we're getting the green on the bottom. Oh my God. Look at her. This is what dreams are made of. Hey now, hey now. I don't even want to drink it. I feel like a proud parent. Is it like, does it look as good on camera as it does? Like, are you watching this being like, bitch, what are you so excited about? Like, it's really not that deep because it looks stunning right now. Okay, I'm gonna drink it. Goodbye, we're done here. Good night. In the words of Steph Curry, night, night. I have surpassed my own expectation. I don't fucking know. Okay, this shit is good, okay? That's what I'm trying to say. This is the best iced coffee I've ever had. By the way, while I drink this absolute masterpiece, I cannot put into words how good this shit is. Okay, while I drink this, I just want to say real quick, I don't usually get political, and I'm not going to get political now. And part of why I don't get political, honestly, isn't because, like, I know there's this narrative out there, like, oh, influencers don't need to, like, talk about politics. Also, jump scare. Like, I don't like to call myself an influencer just because I don't, like, it's like imposter syndrome. Like, I'm not big enough to be an influencer or like whatever. I don't feel like worthy of the title, but that's neither here nor there. That's actually not what I'm trying to get into. What I am trying to get into is I'm not one of these people who's like, oh, people don't need to speak up about politics. I think everyone should be speaking up about injustices in the world. The reason I don't is, number one, I feel like, and this is the primary one, I'm not as articulate and well-spoken as a lot of other people, and I feel like I can't eloquently make the points that I want to make. I think there are a lot of people who are far more talented at this, and I'd rather leave it to them to speak about things. And then on top of that, there are so many issues that I care about, and I fear that when you talk about one issue but don't talk about other issues, it makes it seem like that's the only issue that you care about. I think we saw this a lot with Charlie Kirk's assassination. Like, the people who like have been silent on every political issue but only spoke up about that, it's like, okay, so you're like a MAGA gun rights activist, huh? And I never want to do that, which, by the way, is like the opposite of my beliefs, just to be abundantly clear. Although I will say, I used to work in conservative politics, okay? Your girl was like a fucking libertarian, like small government kind of bitch for the longest time. And it's funny because like people say like, oh, you become less liberal as you get older. I've become more and more liberal as I've gotten older, largely because of the orange man in office. Anyway, I'm still not going to go on a political rant, but I do want to address something. I think that a lot of people would expect a food content creator this time of the year to be posting 4th of July recipes. I didn't want to do that. To me, America is not celebratory right now. Like, what are we celebrating? Like, all of the ways that we're fucking over different minority groups, how we're taking away trans rights, how we're bombing countries for no fucking reason, how we're aiding and abetting one of the biggest terrorist governments in the world in terrorizing an entire region of the world, taking away people's like healthcare, fucking like putting masked agents out in the streets, killing American citizens. Like, what, pray tell, are we celebrating here? But I thought that this would be a good opportunity to maybe raise awareness on one of the many cultures that America has fucked over. Let us not forget the disaster that was the Vietnam War, which apparently the American government has decided to use as a model for how to behave in the future. Anyway, I thought this episode's really fitting because banh mi is actually a food that symbolizes colonialism. It symbolizes the French colonization of Vietnam. That's why there's French bread. That's why there's pate. These very French things combined with very Vietnamese flavors. And even the pate is actually, Vietnamese pate is slightly different than French pate because it is the result of colonialism. So I just thought it was like symbolic and important to highlight that. And maybe this is a good opportunity to donate to causes of, see, this is what I mean by I'm not articulate and I'm not the best person to go on political rants, even though I did work in policy for a long time. And I once went on Fox News, my dad's pride and joy. And now I go on YouTube and I make savory, unsavory, whatever. I'm not articulate, okay? I'm like really losing my mind here. But this would be a good time to donate to charities and organizations that help some of the people that we are fucking over as a nation right now. Okay, little rant over. Let's get on to our pate making as I drink the most delicious drink in the world. That is so fucking good. As a reminder, on the bottom we have espresso and pandan extract. I will link this shit. I'll link the little one. And then there's coconut water. And then there's this ube cold foam. Not gonna lie, I think the ube really is just a color contributor here. I cannot deal with how fucking good this is. The very first thing I wanna do is make our vegan cold cuts. I've never done this before. This is going to be very experimental. And then we'll do all the other components of the banh mi. You ready? Okay. We're actually going to do two things real quick for the sandwich. One, we're going to make thin slices of tofu. I'm using this, the Hodo extra firm organic tofu. It's a great, like super, super firm tofu that's been like really well pressed. We're also going to make thin cucumber slices for our banh mi. I just figure while we have the mandolin out, let's do all the mandolin stuff. I am going to go open this over the sink because there is a little water in the package. So I really don't want to be dramatic, but drinking this has been one of the best experiences of my life. Like, I feel like it's a core memory. Like, I think on my deathbed, I'm going to look back on when I drank this. Like, I just can't say I've ever had such a strong mouth experience. What the fuck is wrong with me? I really wish it wasn't over. That's okay, the ice will melt and then it'll be like second drink. Do you get that Office reference? If not, it doesn't matter. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking for the tofu. We're gonna make thin slices of it with the mandolin. And then I've never boiled tofu before. Everyone says that it is like the right way to make tofu. So you're supposed to like boil it with salt water. And because of osmosis, I guess it draws the water out and it changes the texture of the tofu. I like the texture of tofu as is, which is why I've never tried this. But I thought it could be an interesting way to make like cold cuts. So we're not gonna do salted water. What we're gonna do instead is, I think, water with a little bit of like soy sauce or tamari, or I think whatever I've open. I might only have shoyu open, so we'll just do that. And a little bit of liquid smoke to give it like a slightly smoky kind of flavor. I don't actually know what Vietnamese cold cuts. What the fuck was that? Did you hear that? Look, is there a train? Like, what is that? It sounded like a old-timey freight train. Freight train? Is that what it's called? Okay, we're just gonna move right along. You know what I was really trying to remember in prepping for this episode? I was trying to remember my first time eating banh mi, and I don't know. And you know why I think I don't know? Or I don't know. I actually truly don't remember the first time I ate banh mi. That's not what I think. But I think the reason I don't know the first time I ate banh mi is because I may have lied about it. Like I used to, if I hadn't done something that like everyone else had, I would lie and say that I had. Like I used to lie a lot when I think about it, which I think is a big part of why I'm so like over the top honest now, because I've spent so much of my life lying. Like I used to lie when I was in high school. No, I'm sorry, not even just high school. When I was in high school, not when I was in college, but right after college, I used to lie about going out. Okay, like in high school, I would just like lie about going out and be like, yeah, I have friends at other schools, because I had like no friends in school. And then when after college, same situation, in my first job out of college, I like had just moved to DC and I had like no friends, and I would lie and be like, yeah, I like went out with my friends and we did this and we did that, like on the, it wasn't true. Like I just straight up lie. Like how fucking nuts is that? Anyway, so I could see myself, I'm not saying I did lie about eating banh mi, but I could see myself, I have a history of lying in these weird situations. So I could see myself having lied and said that I've had a banh mi when I hadn't had a banh mi. Because I know the first time I had pho was with this guy I dated like in 2011, I think. And I lied and I had said I had pho before and I hadn't had it. It was actually, funny story, it was actually after Sam's very first vet appointment ever when she was a baby. We took her to the vet, and then there was a banh mi place like right next to the vet. So he's like, oh my God, let's get banh mi. And I was like, sure. And he was like showing me what to do, because like, you know, adding all this stuff in, because I didn't know what to do. But I like also was like, not acknowledging that I had never had it before, but definitely didn't have banh mi then. Now it is possible. I used to get a lot of food delivered, like when I was in DC, before I was vegan, again, very socially isolated. I'm trying to make these cucumber slices thinner. Very, yeah, socially isolated. Okay, this is the thinness I wanted. So I used to get food delivered like literally every single day I would get delivery. I would like take Adderall in the morning, not eat all day, and then order like $100 worth of Uber Eats. Although it wasn't Uber Eats, because like Uber Eats didn't exist back then, but like whatever, Grubhub or whatever, and just like binge at night and then take laxatives. You know, if you want any health and wellness tips, I had an eating disorder in case that's not clear from the story that I'm telling. I'm not saying that this is a way that you should live. It was like terrible. But so it's possible that during that era, I actually did order a banh mi and had it. I do remember in 2018, when I was dating the comedian, we were at a fish show in Colorado, so randomly. And he actually had some friends there and stuff. And one of his friends was dating this girl who was vegan. And I remember at the show, there were, you know, there's like stands and stuff. There was someone who was selling vegan banh mi's, and they were saying it's like so good. But again, had an eating disorder at the time, and I would never eat around people because I would get like so bloated every time I ate. This is the perfect thinness of cucumbers, by the way. So I don't think I even took a bite of it. And what's weird is I don't know if at that point I had ever had banh mi or not. Like, it's weird to me that I can't remember this, especially given how good my memory is. Like, I remember the most niche, bizarre details of things. Like, actually, my memory is so good that it's like sometimes embarrassing. Like, it's really embarrassing how detailed I remember like the most random things. But yeah, I like really can't remember my first banh mi. I will say I think about banh mi a lot when I'm in Australia, because they have like a lot of banh mi shops there. And not like vegan options really. And Ozzy loves pho. It's like one of his favorite foods. And so he gets it delivered a lot, and he'll sometimes just like get a banh mi with it. But the thing is, like, even if you get it like with tofu or with veggies instead of protein, there's still the mayo issue that a lot of people don't think about, which brings me to, well, no, it doesn't bring me to our mayo, because we're not going to do that yet. First, we're going to try boiling these tofu slices and see what happens. Okay, real quick, something I'm really insecure about is the status of this donabe. Now, I have another donabe that I've treated far better that's like really, really beautiful. This one has seen better days, but I do think it's kind of the perfect vessel for what we're doing. So just like, please don't judge me for it. I'm really, really insecure about it. Whew. So all I have in here is water. I'm gonna add some tamari. And that literally just splashed everywhere. Thank God I'm wearing an all white outfit. We'll do like, oof, that smells so good. 1, 2, 3, 4 drops of liquid smoke. I'm gonna wait for this to heat up a little and then we will put our tofu slices in there. Meanwhile, some of the ice is melted in here, so it still looks pretty. Okay, that feels kind of hot. I'm very curious to see what happens here, and honestly, if it sucks, I'll let you know, and we can just use plain tofu slices, like it's fine. But if this is good, that's cool to know, you know? Wait, by the way, I can't remember if I've told you this or not. So now I'm getting insecure that I've already told you this story. I was gonna say, if I have, just cut me off. That's what I always say when I'm on the phone or something with people, like, oh, if you've already heard this, just cut me off. Obviously, you can't cut me off. I guess you could fast forward if you've already heard this. So by the way, this thing is loud. I hope you can actually hear me. Like months ago, I think this was in November, I rolled out my ankle at a friend's house in Connecticut, and it's been hurting this entire time. No, I think I literally told the story on the sushi episode, right? And I talked about whatever. I'll just say it like really, really quickly. So I rolled out my ankle. It's been hurting for months and months and months. I finally went to a doctor. The doctor said that I have hypermobile joints and really flat feet, and I like have to do PT, which like, whatever. Not it's just like it's expensive and insurance never pays for it, yada, yada, yada. But the other thing that happened, I don't really know what I'm waiting for here, by the way. Like, I don't, like, how would I know it's done? Like, truly, like, what are we waiting for? I don't know. Anyway, in the meantime, we had custom soles made for, like, to put inside of my shoes for arch support. But also, I ordered these, like, arch support flip-flops that I'm wearing. This is an indoor pair. I have an outdoor pair too. And I ordered some other stuff from this brand. I'll link them in the show notes of this episode. I can't even tell you how much better my feet feel already. I haven't even started PT yet. Okay, again, I don't know what I'm waiting for here. Maybe I'll move it to the back stove and just let it cook for a bit. Cause like, I don't like, how do I know it's done? I feel like we could be here all day. I'm gonna move it to the back stove. Let's do some other stuff, and then I don't fucking know. I guess we'll check on it. Yeah, because that was also really loud. It was like actually really annoying. I feel like we couldn't hear each other that well. Okay, let's talk about our components. So first of all, I have pickled daikon and carrot. And the reason I do this is because it's not a traditional pickling. So traditional pickling involves blanching the vegetable first. I did not do that. I just used a mandolin to shred up some daikon and shred up some carrot, and I just put them in vinegar. That's it. I like this. I think it's called like flash pickling. I like doing this because I like keeping the veggie truly raw, because more of the fiber stays intact that way, and it just like has more of a crunch and stuff. And I think like the way these are usually pickled for banh mi adds a little sugar, which does make it yummier, but we didn't do that. I think carrots are naturally pretty sweet. I think it's fine. You can always add like sugar if you want. You could add like a little splash of coconut aminos too. I did not do that. Anyway, now let's talk about our pate and our mayo. Now, vegan mayo, I will say, I think I spent like 5 years perfecting vegan mayo. I tried so many recipes and none would ever turn out exactly how I wanted, but I kept finessing it until I got the perfect fucking vegan mayo. This shit to me tastes so much like homemade mayonnaise. Homemade is the key though, because homemade mayonnaise does taste quite different than store-bought mayonnaise. But even Ozzy, when he tasted it, he goes, oh, that's mayo. Like, that's crazy. And again, I'd like to remind you that my vegan mayo has 1/4 of the calories and 8 times the protein as real mayo. That is insane. Like, that's crazy fucking macros. Okay, so to make it, it is 1 package of the Mori New extra firm silken tofu. I believe it's 10.9 ounces. I'll link it. I just order like a 12 pack or something all the time on Amazon. 4 tablespoons of olive oil. Now this is important. So again, I grew up, I mean, I would have store-bought mayonnaise because like a bitch loved mayonnaise, but my favorite was homemade mayonnaise. And when my mom homemade mayonnaise, she made it with olive oil. If you're used to mayonnaise with a more neutral oil, or if you've only had store-bought mayonnaise, it tasting like olive oil might be off-putting to you, or like different or disorienting, because like no store-bought mayonnaise is made with olive oil. They're like obviously using seed oils, which by the way, I'm not like a seed oil fear monger at all. I'm just saying like that is what they use because they're cheaper. So if you want, you could put in a more neutral oil, like an avocado oil. I like a very pungent olive oil. That's what I like. 1 tablespoon of Dijon mustard. This might sound odd, but it's because it's a really good emulsifier, so it makes it really, really silky. It makes, and by emulsifier, what I mean is it makes the fats bind to the non-fats. 1 tablespoon of white miso, 1/2 teaspoon of black salt. This is pretty important because real mayonnaise is just egg yolks with oil. So the black salt just gives it like a slight egginess. Black salt is really high in sulfur, so it just gives it a like slight egginess. It's actually, I believe it's a Pakistani type of salt. I think in Pakistani it's called like Kamala Namak or something. Namak is actually the same in Farsi. That's neither here nor there. I'll link the one I get. It's not black in color, which I do think is important to point out. It's pink in color. I don't know why it's called black salt. A mystery for the days. Anyway, and 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. Also, like, that's probably not what it's called. I have this thing where I just like retain, like, my brain just like draws conclusions. It's like, here are some letters that, okay, to put it in perspective, I have a neighbor named Kamaya. It's like Kamaia, I think is how her name is spelled. For the first year that she lived in this building, I thought her name was Kamala, because like my brain was just like, oh, here's a series of like letters we've seen before and this is what it was, so this must be what it is now. Like, there's no L in her name. It's crazy. Now, I like having a batch of this in the fridge at all times because like I use it on literally everything. It has so much protein. It's so creamy. It's so tangy. Like, it's so perfect. And you can use it as a base for like a lazy girl salad dressing. So like if I don't have any salad dressing, I just use this and balsamic vinegar and boom, you have the most delicious salad dressing ever. It's the easiest thing in the world. Again, regular mayo has around 94 to 100 calories per tablespoon. Mine has 22. Regular mayo has around 10 grams of fat per tablespoon. Mine has 2. Regular mayo has 0.1 grams of protein per tablespoon. Mine has 0.8. That's crazy fucking macros. Now let's talk about our pate. Now I've done a lot of different versions of pate. It looks prettier this way, so let's look at it this way. I did recently kind of change mine to make it, okay, I'm gonna go check on her because she's being mouthy now. Ooh, I turned it off. I don't know. Oh my God, no. I don't know what we're doing here, you know? Okay, so for this, I've improvised on this recipe a lot. I think this is my favorite version yet. So I started with 2 cups of diced onions, sauteed them, added a 1/2 cup of diced shallot, sauteed, and then I added like 4 cups of shiitake mushroom, which was 12 caps. I took the stems off, sauteed. And then I put all that in a food processor. I added 3/4 cup of brown lentils. I just used canned ones, it's fine. A package of tofu. I used the 365 Whole Foods brand pressed tofu, which is a 14-ounce block, so around 7 ounces of firm tofu, extra firm tofu. 2 tablespoons of tamari and 2 tablespoons of shoyu. If you don't have shoyu, I don't think it's a big deal. I think you can just do 4 tablespoons of tamari or even 4 tablespoons of soy sauce. I don't think it's that deep. And then a half a cup of walnuts, which really helps give it like some creaminess, some fattiness. Plus, walnuts are like one of the best things for brain health. So I do like to find ways to incorporate them in recipes because I'll be honest, it's not my favorite nut, but they're so fucking good for you. So that's why I tried to use them. And then my pate has about a third of the calories as real pate. I do think it's important to note it has about half the protein as real pate, but it has half a gram of fiber per tablespoon, which real pate has none. So that's nice. Okay, I want to eat the tofu thing. I want to see how it is. It smells so good. It's the liquid smoke. That shit smells so good. Ooh. Okay, I mean, it's like hella hot. Like it's literally steaming, but I'm just gonna pull a little piece off. Can't say it feels any different than regular tofu. Like, I don't know if this step is worth it. No, it's worth it. The texture is different in a good way. It's actually not dissimilar from cold cuts. It needs way more flavor. I was gonna say I would do like more tamari or soy sauce in there, but this is really good. Hold on. Okay. I had a bit of plain tofu here, so I had to compare. Because I was gonna be like, I feel like this is less salty than regular tofu. That's not it. It doesn't have like the tofu-y flavor, which I know is like nothing, but there's like a slight soybean flavor in tofu. This doesn't have it at all. But it still doesn't taste like much, but it's more blank is the best way I can describe it. It's really good. I'm gonna use it for the sandwich, but I'm telling you, it doesn't have much flavor on its own at all. So that is something to consider. I don't know if adding more soy sauce would do it. The reason I'm questioning it is because if the salt is pulling the water out of it. I think just add more tamari or soy sauce and I think this would be really, really good. Again, I like it, but I also like bland things, but I think we have so many flavors in the sandwich that it's fine if it's just bland. But what it's done to the texture is really, really nice. Like it's really, I can't explain it, but it's a lot like cold cuts. I really like the texture. Okay, now I got this bread at my favorite bakery. They use their sourdough and their baguette. Now I'm gonna do something that my parents used to do when we would make sandwich. Now we wouldn't eat sandwiches often because it's not like we would have like Persian food all the time, but once in a while we'd have our sandwich, and sandwich day was very exciting because we wouldn't just like eat kind of casual foods like that is the best way I can describe it. It was always like a production. And my parents would always take like a lot of the dough from inside of the bread out. And I thought it was diabolical because this is my favorite part. And then I would just sit and eat it with tomatoes, which I'm going to do as soon as we're done filming. But the reason I'm doing it like really isn't like a calories or anything like that thing. It's to make room because there's a lot of shit that's gonna go in this sandwich. Okay, I feel like I need like a spoon or something for assembling this. I think banh mi usually has jalapeno or like other chili peppers. Now my jalapeno has seen better days, but I'll slice her anyway. But I thought like the bird's eye chili could add like a nice pop of red and color. And I see that sometimes, so I don't think that that's so off base. I am trying to keep it like super authentic though. That's why we're doing the cold cuts. I think that that's the most traditional banh mi formulation. Obviously there's so many other things. There's like meatballs, yada, yada, yada. But I think that the most traditional is, why am I using a bread knife for this? Okay. No, that's great. Okay, let's go. I'm excited. Wait, should I make this one massive banh mi or do I cut it in half? I don't know. Whatever. Oh, this mayo. Smells so fucking good. Okay, so like tons of mayo. Maybe I'll do the pate on the top side. Yes. This is a massive sandwich, by the way. Like, am I planning on eating all of this by myself? It's unclear. Okay, let's do our tofu cold cuts, if you will. I thought about adding beet powder to the water to make them kind of pinky, because I figured that's what like the cold cuts in banh mi would look like, given that it's pork. But then I was looking at photos and they're not pink. So that's my super lame story. Thanks for listening. Now I'm going hard on the pickled veg because it is like one of my favorite things in the world. I didn't even realize this. And like, I've always known that I like really kind of like sour tart foods, but I didn't realize that that's a common theme in Persian food until I was watching the Anthony Bourdain episode where he's in Iran, which Ozzy and I watched recently together. And when I tell you I cried from the beginning till the end, it was an absolute masterpiece. I really do encourage you to watch it, given that, you know, the state of world affairs right now. And then let's just do a fuck ton of cilantro, huh? Oh, she pretty. I'm gonna kind of close her up a little. I do want some jalapeno slices in here though. And we'll kind of sprinkle in these bird's eye chilies. What do we think? Beautiful. You know what I think I could add? It's a little nutty, but hear me out. I have cilantro flowers. Kind of feels like perfect use of cilantro flowers, you know? Okay, I do love that. Wow, that really looks beautiful. Another thing that I think could add a little something extra, I'm gonna try doing a couple of this, just like rolling up these cucumber slices and putting them in like this. Now I kind of wish, instead of shredding the carrots, I wish I had done ribbons and then I could roll it up like this too. That would have looked really pretty, but unfortunately that ship has kind of sailed. Also, Sam's getting really restless, poor thing, has a UTI. Sam, I'm so sorry, Mama. We're gonna go out like so soon. Mommy has to work to pay for all your medical expenses. You expensive little bitch. Okay, that's good enough. Look at her. Fucking beautiful. All right, it's time for us to eat this masterpiece of a sandwich. Look at her, it's like a baby. I could cradle it. Like, my baby. I gave birth to this. Wait, one time I was in a group chat with a bunch of like friends from my 20s from when I was like, I would say I was so wild, but honestly, I wasn't wild. I just thought it was cool to be wild. So I had all these wild friends, but like internally I hated it the whole time. Anyway, and they all like have fucking babies now and I still am in arrested development. Anyway, so they're all like they're like, oh, here's my baby. She's this many months old. And I was like, I sent a photo of something I had just made to eat. I was like, this is my baby. She's 10 hours old. Okay, anyway, I don't think I can eat this like this. I mean, should I try? That would be crazy. I'm gonna call it. Yeah, that's really fucking good. Let's do this the proper way, yeah? Yeah, that's really good. Oh, I know I have shit all over my face. I actually don't care. Guys, I think we succeeded. I think we made the perfect fucking banh mi. Now my daughter needs to go out, so I'm gonna take her out. I might just bring this with me. Just walk and eat this. I mean, banh mi was invented as a street food, is my understanding, so it's kind of fitting. Make this. Even more importantly, make this. I would trade a limb for this. I don't even think I'm I don't know. I do really like my limbs. Definitely my firstborn. Fuck that bitch. Okay, I'm gonna go. This is one of the better things I've made. Even with the tofu being bland, it's fine. Like I'm telling you, there's so many flavors in here, you don't even need it. The craziest part of this is I didn't even toast the bread and it's still this good. Okay, I'm gonna go. Thank you for being here. If you enjoyed this, rate, review, subscribe, share, you know, all the things. We'll chat next week. Love ya. Bye. And now Miss Pirate is gonna hit the streets.